Apple just announced some updates to the MacBook Pro, the 13-inch and the 15-inch. I have got one right here, just arrived. I'll tell you, I don't even know what's in this box. I don't know if it's a 13, a 15, a high-end, low-end. Let's find out. Got my handy box cutter. I'm cutting the seal right now. And there we go. Get it on this side, nice and clean. And let's pop this box open. Inside, oh, nice MacBook Pro box, still sealed in plastic. You don't always get the review units sealed in plastic. Don't need that anymore. This is, I'm looking at the back, 15-inch, space gray. Good, 6-core processor, 32 gigs of RAM, Radeon Pro 560, 2 terabyte solid state hard drive. So it's not the highest end model possible, but it's pretty far up there considering the 15 start at like $23.99. Let's get the plastic off of that. It's always nice to rip the plastic off a new gadget. And if you're looking at this saying, this kind of looks like the MacBook Pro boxes and the MacBook Pros I saw in the Apple Store when I went there the other week, you're right. There's not really anything physically different from the outside about these. All the changes are really on the inside. Ooh, space gray. Can't go wrong with that. A classic. So here's the laptop itself. In the box, of course, you got this nice little Apple minimalism going here. USB-C cable, because everything's USB-C right now. Power brick, as usual, USB-C power brick, so you can't use it for your other stuff unless you have an adapter. Minimalist Apple paperwork. And that's it. That's the whole box right there. And then the system itself, let's take a quick peek at. We are going to flip it open right here. A little piece of paper inside. Look at that gigantic touchpad, big 15-inch screen, and of course the touch bar, which is right above the keyboard right here. That's a secondary OLED screen, touchscreen you can use to control stuff. And that is our new more than $2,300 15-inch MacBook Pro right out of the box and ready for us to start testing for our review. So stay tuned for that. Apple has new 13 and 15-inch MacBook Pros. If you get the higher-end 13-inch with the touch bar or the 15, of course, those all have touch bars. You have a lot of new internal component options, even though the outside still looks the same. Right here, I've got one of the highest end of the new MacBooks. This is a 15-inch MacBook Pro. Inside, it has something pretty new and exciting. It's one of Intel's new 6-core Core i9 processors. Before now, you could only go up to a quad-core Core i7 in this system. You can also get up to 32 gigs of RAM, which I have here. You can get up to 4 terabytes of solid-state hard drive space. I've only got 2 terabytes in here, still pretty good. I've also got an AMD 560 graphics card in here. That all adds up to, you start with the 15-inch Pro, you start at like $23.99. This guy is about $4,700 with all those high-end add-ons there. Frankly, that solid-state hard drive adds a lot to the cost once you get up to the 2 terabyte and greater options. Even though this looks the same from the outside as last year's model and the year before that's model, obviously there's a lot of internal changes with the components and a few new features. I'm going to tell you about 3, I think, of the most exciting, most interesting ones. The first one is obviously that Intel Core i9 processor. When I opened this guy up, getting it out of the box, the first thing I did was went up to About This Mac. I opened it up. I said, oh, what processor is in here? There you go, 2.9 gigahertz Intel Core i9. That's something that we've seen PC makers on the Windows side say is coming soon to their super high-end systems, but I have not had an opportunity to test an i9 laptop before now, so I'm very excited to get a look at that. I'm also excited that cool feature from the new iPhones and the iPad Pro is coming over to here. I'm going to show you that, and that is called True Tone. That is a display technology that uses sensors to detect what sort of light is in the room that you're in, literally the color temperature of the light, whether it's a warm light or a cold light, and it adjusts the colors on the screen to match that. Right now I have True Tone turned on. And then if I click this little button here and turn it off, you'll see a very subtle difference. In this environment, it's hard to tell too much of a difference in the color temperature there, and then I can turn it back on. So if you go someplace with very cold light, it'll look a little bluer and colder. If you go someplace with very warm light, it'll look a little warmer. And that's so the colors that you see, let's say if you're a visual artist or you're doing a layout or something, in the real world around you, the value of white, the value of other colors is accurately reflected on the screens. Now, the last big update to this is something that people have been asking a lot of questions about lately, and that is the keyboard, the super flat keyboard that you have on the MacBook Pros and also the 12-inch MacBook. People are concerned because some people have problems with sticky keys where a little bit of dust or debris gets into these very tight keys and stops the laptop from working. There have been some lawsuits about it. Apple now has a repair program, and they said this is our new 3rd generation keyboard right here. But it doesn't do anything to actually fix that particular problem. There's no engineering change for that. What it is, however, is quieter. I'm going to do a little random typing test right here. It has a kind of a slightly more rubbery matte feel. I have last year's 15-inch MacBook Pro right here. I got a text file open on here, also do the same typing. It's a little sharper. I can hear the difference. It's not a huge difference. But if you're worried that your MacBook keyboard was too loud, well, it'll be a little bit quieter, I guess, not a ton quieter. But if they expect people to not worry about the sticky keyboard issue, they're going to have to come up with some sort of engineering fix or tweak design for the keyboard. That is not, however, what we have here. As you can see, physically the 2017 model and the 2018 model are essentially identical. So you're just going to get a more powerful system that'll let you render graphics or import stuff faster and work in super high-res video if that's the kind of thing that you do. And those are the kind of people who are looking to spend $2,300 to $4,500 on a new laptop. So that is Apple's new 2018 version of the MacBook Pro.